Welcome. I am sorting through cards trying to find the third one that I wanted. Um, so. Oh, oopsies. I forgot to finish setting up, getting everything the way that it was supposed to be. Anyway, so I've asked a question in the chat. Do you have a word of the year, a focus of the year, a theme that you are going with for 2024? Because I know that some people have focuses, things that I tried having a word of the year the last couple of years, and I haven't done great at it, I will say, because my phrase of the year for this year was supposed to be follow through. I've done okay in some instances, like down here. But then I haven't like done so in other areas of my life. So, and then before that I had consistency. I think the year that I had consistency was the year that I started doing live streams in order to help with that. So in some ways, yes, but again, like besides writing, other areas of my life did not. So do you have a word of the year, or do you have like a focus? Like, do you have like one big goal? Like, I see that Monique wants to, your focus for next year is to publish My Ex is a Vampire and work on whatever might happen. So if you have one, please share it with me. I love to hear about it, but I also like need some additional inspiration, I feel like. I did go for I think I'm going to go for, I haven't like pinned it in or anything, but penciled in. I think I talked about this yesterday. But I am going for tarot card. So there's a there's a tarot card for the year based on numerology. So 2024, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8, which is the strength card. And so the strength card is usually based on the Rider-Waite's, has the woman and the lion. And it's self-respect and self-love, unconditional love, courage, inner strength specifically, not necessarily physically, but inner strength, compassion, persuasion, like knowing who you are and being able to show that to others and maybe guide them along the way as well, and inner stillness. So again, that's the main card for next year, for 2024. But you also have personal cards. Cards. So when you look for your personal card, you have to do the numerical adding of your birthday. So for instance, mine is March 9th. So I have to add 3 plus 9 plus the digits in the year that it's going to be. So plus 2024, not your birth year, because that will get you your like personal life cards. But if you want to find your personal card for the year, you add your day, month, and 2024. And then you, again, sort of like reduce it down. So 3 plus 9, I had it, 3 plus 9 plus 2024 is 12 plus 2024. So I get 2036 then. So 2 plus 0 plus 3 plus 6 equals 5 plus 6, which is the Justice card. Now, Justice is 11. So there is that. So justice, fairness, karma, cause and effect, truth being revealed, accountability, and consequences. So inner strength plus these, accountability, like holding yourself accountable, is going to be important. But because number 11 can still further be reduced, if you choose to do so, it becomes number 2, which is the High Priestess, which is all about intuition and tapping into, are you going to focus? Here is the High Priestess. There we go. So, intuition, mystery, sacred knowledge, or inner knowing, subconscious, spirituality, inner voice. So, I'm going to have to be doing a lot of listening to my inner voice, and I'm going to have to be doing a lot of keeping myself accountable for actually taking action with that inner voice. So that's going to be my 2024. So you may want to consider, if you choose to do so, finding your cards for the year. If you don't have a word of the year, or if you want one in addition, that kind of thing. The other thing I was looking into was, I had heard recently, just kind of like popped up everywhere for me, was the idea of human design and the specific type of like manifester that you are, type of thing. And so I went down a rabbit hole yesterday evening and was like looking into that. And so I may or may not include some of that. I don't know. But for right now, I think I'm going to be mainly focusing on those 3 cards as my focus for next year. But yeah, so for all of us, our general, we have to have a theme of inner strength, and self-love and respect, which is always a good to have, because this is the general 2024 card. So because this year was, I think, the Chariot again, and then this is going to be for next year. So yeah, there we go. That's just me rambling on it, y'all. So first thoughts out of the gate. Blah. So apologies for that, but that is sort of what I'm focusing on. But if you have a different way of choosing your focus for the year, let me know, because if this doesn't work, I need to find something else. But anyway, CB says, hello, you're just going to have a bath because you're having lunch with family tomorrow and you need to wash your hair. Yeah, hair washing days. Stacy says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. It's my Star Wars Starry Night, and I love it so much. I usually get a compliment on it every time I go out in it, usually from guys, but you know, it's fun to have somebody who sees it and recognizes it. Your focus for next year. Okay, is going to be to publish My Ex is a Vampire and work on whatever might happen next. You usually use a random word generator. Interesting. Do you just keep going until like you find one that sort of resonates, or do you just take the first one that it gives you? I'm curious. I don't know what I'm doing with my hair today, but it's bothering me. So we're going to put it up. Let's see. Stacy says, if I have a theme of the year that I would like it to be clean up / organize. Ooh, that's a good one too. Because you can clean up and organize a lot of things, not just like material and physical things, but those are important. Ooh, that's a good idea too. Because Lord knows I need to do some cleaning and organizing in here for sure. Monique says, by the way, I completed Miranda Tavares and the Brave New World, the first installment of my Baldur's Gate fanfic series. Nice. And where can we find this? Is this on Sunnydale After Dark, or is this where are you hosting these? If you're going to host it somewhere, where are you going to be hosting it? You're currently working on various scenes within Miranda Tavares and the worlds elsewhere. Okay, so Megan got the combined card King of Wands / the Magician. King of Wands is not major arcana, so that should not be one of your yearly cards unless you were just pulling. Gotcha. Okay. The Magician is a card that is like full of potential. But the Magician is also sort of like because you have all of the potential and the capability of doing, you have to be kind of warned against arrogance and overconfidence, because sometimes that will get you in trouble. And King of Wands is the sort of like the authority figure in your creative suite, is how I look at it. your fire, your passion. Um, and so maybe you have to be careful about not being overconfident in your passion wheelhouse. Like maybe don't take things for granted. Maybe. Monique says, I don't want to say what scene you're currently working on, but I will say that it is nice. I have a ton of things I want to focus on next year, mainly the Substack stuff. That might be where your like the full potential of the magician is coming in. Is like you could do all of these things, but you may have to narrow down to this may be okay. So yeah, I think this is probably a better reading. Is you have the full potential to do everything, but you cannot do everything at once. So you may need to narrow down to what it is that is in your like what is it that you are most fired up about, and focus on that as your main priority. Lexi says, hello, welcome. Personal cards are the Devil and the Lovers. Ooh, okay. Okay. Interesting. So, the Devil card is often like with, let me see. Well, we don't have images in here, but oftentimes if I'm remembering correctly, the Devil card has images of two figures that are chained, but they're not really. They are only imagining that they're chained. They have been put there by their own selves. So be careful not to get locked down by something that you you tell yourself you have to do, or be careful not to make yourself your own victim type of thing. You hold the power to get yourself out of any situation is what that card is sort of like a reminder of, like of that situation. You may think you're not able to get out, but you can. And then the Lovers is sort of like a really nice duality type thing. Interesting. It's an interesting one. My birthday is by Uranus, although you're an Aries. Yeah. Birthdays are fun. Your card for 2024 is apparently Death or the Emperor. Could be both. So you have authority, sort of like definite authority, and sort of like how do I big picture of sort of like what you need to do in order to keep things running. That comes with the sort of like the authority of the Emperor. Death is not really like death. It may be a transition of some kind, because usually death is some sort of transition. So, and you just drew the Empress. All the good, like fertility and creativity and wondrous nurturing. Yes. Elizabeth says, hello, welcome. Okay, so this fanfic is on Archive of Our Own. Okay, excellent. Doing that was a mistake last year. Your narrow focus led to no opportunities. Okay, in that case, you may want to figure out what your top 3 priorities then are. Top 3 to 5, and then you can do 4, like an average, like 1 focus per week, like shifting. If you do 3, then that looks good on sort of like I've seen a whole lot of like blogs and YouTube channels where they're like art, business, and like one other thing, or like life, books, and something else. So like the 3-prong approach sometimes I think is, I don't know, one of the top marketing type things, but you probably know that better than me. In terms of like how many things, because I know that like the more things you list, the more people get lost. So you want to limit the amount of choices for people. But anyway, so Paget, hello! Crawling out of a cranky mood to write today. Oh, goodness. Hopefully you can write the crank out. So yesterday I spent most of the time working in the 2024 bullet journal. And then I swapped at the very end to try and think about what I wanted for the reading journal and penciled in a couple of changes. And then after the stream, I did go ahead and I had looked longingly at Jessie Corinne's fantasy map that she made that was for the reading journal specifically. And so I caved and I bought it. And then so I put that and colored it in the front of my there we go. In the front of my journal, the reading journal specifically. But it's so fun. If y'all haven't seen this, it's like the reading slump canyons, the backlog, awkward love triangle, needless exposition island. So it's just like the DNF plains. So it's so fun because it's specifically book and reading themed. And it makes me happy. And it was, it was 10 New Zealand dollars, which wound up being like $6.18 American. But it makes me happy, and I colored it a little bit. I could have left it blank, but I decided to color it. So anyway, so that makes me happy. That's the first thing that's in my reading journal. Like the rest of it is just penciled, like notations of where I want things. But I'm going to be working in like actually designing and laying out things in here today. I think I am going to go ahead and pop up a document just in case I get tired of doing this. But again, I think today is going to be more productivity in laying out this. Also, I did manage to find the clear packing tape. So I have reinforced my grid spacing rulers. I thought about getting my laminator out, and I was just like, I didn't want to. It was like 10 o'clock at night by the time I got around to it. I was like, I don't really want to get my laminator out right now because it's somewhere in the depths of my closet, and then finding out where the laminator pouches are, it's another ball game. I was just like, So anyway, so I'm going to be penciling in and designing like the index and like I've got to figure out how I want to do like a series tracker. I've got to figure out like spacing wise for like the A to Z reading challenge, and I kind of want to do because this is a long-term reading journal, because I don't think I'm going to get through this whole thing in 1 year. So I'm planning to do things like a domestic reading challenge where I have a map of the United States and I like color in the states as I read a book that is either by an author from that state or set in that state. And then I think I would like to do the same thing for the world. That one will definitely take longer for sure. So, things like that. But I have to figure out how I want those to look. And if they require like a printout map, that's fine. I can just print those out later. But for now, I'm just going to pencil in some of the things that I can, like a series tracker and that kind of stuff. So that's where my brain is at today, is setting up for next year. And yeah. Regina says, hello, friends. This stream answered my questions. Should I run errands this morning? The answer, no way. Welcome. Nikki is here. Hey, everyone. Hello. It's a nice map drawing. It is. And I guess I've already showed you all the card. So we're going to go with the 2024 strength card to start thinking about what that means in 2024. 2024 goal for Regina is write what makes me happy. Enjoy the creativity. Whatever I do will be fine after 6 months of recovery. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. It's a good one. All right, let's do we're going to do a 25-minute. Oops, so close. Even closer. Close enough. We're going to do a 25-minute sprint to start off with. So I have gotten us close to, let's see if we can get it down to, there we go. All right, so 1, save your document if you've already been working today. If not, now's a great time to pull up whatever document or documents that you think you might be working on today. Scroll this down to where I left off. Save it. 2, make sure that you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Did I unmute? Yes, I did. I spent a little bit of time that spent looking up specific series and how many books are in said series. Because I'm gonna have to figure out like how many I've already read versus how many are left. And also probably give some room for series that are still ongoing. Um, but yeah, so I spent a little bit of time there, and some of the series that I have like I've picked up books to start. I didn't realize how long they were. like my aunt is a really big fan of the Jack Reacher series, and I had never read any of them. And it's by Lee Child, and so I wanted to give it a shot and see if it was any good. She also we watched the first season of Reacher on Amazon Prime, something like that. I think it was on Amazon Prime. Anyway, so we watched the first season, which essentially is book number 1 in the series, but I didn't realize it was like 26 novels long. I'm like, okay. Getting most of those from the library for sure. And at one point I had like a significant number of the JD Robb in Death series, and I decluttered them because I would like only read 5 at a time, and then I'd be like done for 6 months. And so I finally like I was just like whatever. But I'm at a point where I am interested in it as a genre and like picking apart. So I think I would like to pick it back up again, but I will probably have to start at the beginning. But anyway, so I'm gonna try and see, but that's like over 50 books, and I think it's still technically ongoing. I don't really know. Um, and then I have another author that I follow, um, and there's like 17 books in one series, but I've read most of them. And then there's 5 in a new series. I have the first 3, but I haven't read them yet, so that's on my TBR. And again, I have another author that I have most of the 21. No, sorry, there's 29 total in that series. It's like a 2-parter series. So there's 29 total, and I think I have most of them. And I've read most of them. I think I have 1 or 2 that I haven't read yet. And then her other series has 20 at this point, and I think I've read about half of them. So like I have to go through and figure out that. But I also don't know, like, do I list out the actual like names of the books in here? Or do I just like do check marks? Or do I do check marks visually on here and then have another set of pages for each series that has the titles? I don't know. In some ways it would make more sense for my brain to have like the titles specifically listed out, so that way I could like check them off individually. And I'm not intending to do like monthly book reviews in here. So again, because I think this is going to be more for like general challenges and like long-term tracking. So I think maybe I will need to make another set of pages specifically for the titles of things. But on the other hand, if I decide to DNF a series, then that's like a whole set of pages that's like useless. So like maybe I should just do sort of like tip-ins. I don't know. I don't know if that would look good. I don't know if that would be like satisfactory long term. What do y'all think? Should I list out the titles individually or just do like boxes to check them off? Like, this is my first reading journal, so I don't have experience with like what's good and what's not. And so I don't really know. Anyway, I did get the index pages set up. So I have 2 columns on each page. So that'll give me 4 columns of tracking for the index, which I think is probably about right. I have how many? Generally 1, 2, and 3 is really all I need. And there's like so much wasted space in these in terms of, yeah. So I think that'll be fine. So I got the index set up. I'm skipping over my TBR pages for now because I'm just going to print those out and paste them in. Got the series tracker, like general box size done, and then looked up the series numbers. That's all I got done during that spot. But yeah. So okay, so Lexi got 1,455. That's amazing. Amazing. Lexi is always doing fantastic. Monique got 1,220 words in this particularly spicy scene or spicy chapter. Nice. Y'all are both doing so good. Yes. Both did it fantastic, says Regina. Yes. Brooke is here. Hi. Hello. Welcome. Lexi says, thanks, Regina. Maybe not list the books and then just straight. Maybe not list the books and then list them until I start when I start reading the series. Then check and mark as you go down. And if you DNF, draw the lines vertically down the rest of the names. That's true. I could do that. And that way I could start with some of the smaller series. Because at the moment, there's only 5 in like in the Ghost series. And I have 3. So I could start with that. And I've given myself 2 pages for it because I know that there's more series that like I have like I haven't done the V.E. Schwab. I have a couple of V.E. Schwabs, but I haven't read them yet, so they're on my TBR. But I think they're technically part of a series or a duology or something. So yeah. At some point I would like to finish the Bridgerton series as well. I should put that on there because I've read I think the first 2. Things like that. Things that like I have a good many of them, or they're like relatively easy to access in the library. But yeah, so, but I like that idea of not doing the list until I start, and then I can sort of like reference back. Maybe I could put a page number column on the series tracker as well, to be like the series list is on this page. I like that idea. Okay, that's what we're going with. So I'm going to leave 1, 2, 3 pages or three columns for the page number. Yes. And then I will have the series boxes. This will be like the overview page. That's what we'll call this. We'll call this the series overview tracker. Thank you so much. Sometimes it helps to just like have a sounding board. Yes. Okay. And then series. Maybe I should do author first because that's usually how I find them, is by the author. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then series title. Maybe. We'll figure that out. We'll figure the spacing of that out in a bit. But thank you. Amethyst is here. Hello, hello. Welcome. Lexi also says welcome. Heather says hello. Welcome. Lexi also says hey. Ooh, you have 1.5 chapters left to write. Ooh, it's so exciting. You hope to complete it today. You have to submit this tomorrow. Hopefully your editor likes it. You can do it. You can do it. Heather says, getting some emails done this afternoon, and then I need to do a post office run. Gotcha, gotcha. And then we have all the hellos. Excellent. I just I'm flipping back to the map from Jashi Corinne, and it just makes me so happy. It's so fun, and just it makes me happy. So I'm glad I made that decision to go ahead and buy that and put it in my journal because it makes me happy. All right. Now that I have scatterbrained my way to the end of the comments, let's do another sprint. I'm going to be figuring out spacing for the series boxes and then moving on to what I want the A to Z reading challenge to look like. Oh, I don't have the book bingo in here yet. Yeah, I need to do a book bingo, at least one, somewhere in here. Okay, moving on. Anyway, so 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. I should get the timer set up, shouldn't I? 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And number 4 is if you need a break, take a break. But also remember that this is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something that you would like to promote, now is the time to do so. So if you have a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page especially, or your own website and blog and social media handles, make sure that you do your self-promo, especially if you have a book recently out, soon to come out, or on sale. Make sure you let us know where to find it. And make sure that if you do not have a Blue Wrench of Power, you will not be able to post direct links, which means that you have to just tell us where to find you instead of giving us the link for it. Anyway, here we go. 30 minutes and 5 seconds in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. How are we doing? How are we doing? I did decide to I just gave myself a mock-up of a couple of the series, and then shifted over the amount of space that I would have for the page numbers. That way I have an even 20 boxes across for marking in the series. I may not need both pages. I don't know. I'm just going to give myself that double page spread just in case. And yeah, so I did that. I left the A to Z challenge sort of like just as a notation. I did split, like, one page will be A through M and the other page will be N through Z. I did print out a map of the domestic challenge. I printed out a map of the states, and then cut it down to the right size, leaving myself space for a header. So I got that done. Then I did go ahead and I figured out how much space a bingo card would take for. So I'm going to have a genre bingo and a romance trope specifically bingo because both of those sound fun. And I may ultimately decide to add other bingos and other challenges as I go. But I think those are the ones that I really wanted to. Those are the main ones that I wanted to set up. I think I'll have to go back and look at some of my different notes, and things because I did it over a couple weeks period in different places, and that's not how I should have done it, but I did. And then I did make a note for a double page spread in the back as to frequently searched titles for things that I either reread or go back to to see if there's been more translated. Okay, so I have in my reading journal pages brain dump list. I had a question mark as to page count trackers because it does sound fun to me to figure out how many pages I've read in a year. That sounds fun. But because I read online and I read translated, it becomes an issue as to page count. Is do I have to copy paste everything over into Word to figure out how many pages this is going to take? That seems a little odd to me. So I haven't decided about that. Oh, I guess I need to do a 2024 specific challenge just to see. I have the 52 book challenge I could try. Oh, I also have down rainbow books, so I could do a rainbow tracker and have different shades of the rainbow, not just the regular Roy G. Biv, but I had a decade challenge maybe, and then a book showdown, like the book bracket type thing. But again, that's more year specific, I think. So I think I'll add a 2024 specific 52 book challenge, maybe. I don't know if I should do 52 with how bad my reading habits have been in the last 2 or 3, 4 years. I don't know. Anyway, and I also don't know if I should do a pixel year in pixels for reading in physical TBR books, just so I can maybe get those out of the way type of thing. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm sitting at. Is I have I have finished the pages that I made notations for that I can set up other than like making it colorful and pretty and like finished. I think I have finished most of the ones that I had set out to make, which is good. Let me check and see what y'all did. Don't forget to do your self promo. Let's see. Monique finished with the chapter. Yay. Excellent. Amethyst wrote 1,318 words. Amazing. Did that bring you to the end of the chapter or the chapter and a half that you needed? Are you close now? Lexi got 2,210. Amazing. Lexi, you're too fast. CB prepared to post chapters 5 and 6 on Archive of Our Own, Fanfiction, and .net and Wattpad. Lexi says, boy, you're amazing yourself. Heather says, if you're looking for an editor to book for next year, I offer freelance services, including copy editing, proofreading, and sensitivity reading for neurodiverse and other experiences. For more information, you can DM Heather on any of the social medias found in the link tree. And there is the link tree. Yeah, which is GBiv. Yes. Maybe I could set up sort of like 7 columns, and then every time I read a book that's in that color range, add the title to that column and see what my primary color choice is at the end of the year. Maybe that's what I'll do. Heather finished up your emails. Excellent. Paget got through a couple of chapters of a re-edit of book 2 that you're doing. Excellent. Editing. Ooh, Elizabeth finished the climax of your book. The good guys won, the bad guy lost. Now it's time for the happily ever after. Yay! Only 1 chapter left and maybe an epilogue. Maybe. Excellent. Regina cuddled your little blind dog. She's not feeling well. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Yeah, CB says, oh. You have 1 more chapter. Chapter you were writing went longer than you expected. Oh no. You still have more to include in the chapter as per your editor's requirement. Gotcha. Regina's dog is 16 years and 8 months old. Nice. It's a good long life. All right, let's do another sprint. This will take us over the top of the hour. That is okay. If you have to go at the 3 o'clock point, just let us know. Oh, and I guess my self promo is if you are not subscribed, please consider it. That is my self promo. All right, let's do a favorite and do the purple timer, purple teapot. All right, let's do this. 1, save the document. I don't know why I'm saving this, but I am. It's my series numbers. I guess I should probably know that. 2, take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Make sure you're taking care of yourself as we're writing. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Um, just let me grab something off the printer. Um, I decided I would print out for now anyway, I may rewrite it and make it pretty when it comes to putting it in the reading journal. But the 52 book clubs prompts, so they have a list of prompts that are for this year. So I decided to go ahead and print that out, and I may have to do it smaller if I want to keep it on here for sure. But and then I also decided to have a good, better, best, and then the actual reads that I do for the months. So I've put out a grid situation, and then put together the number that I should be reading in order to read 52 for the year. So there's that. So I will either have to print this smaller or rewrite it when the time comes, but we'll figure that out. I also decided to do what I had mentioned before was to have the rainbow in columns. I ignored indigo because it's always like such a weird color in terms of like you already have blue and violet. Anyway, whatever. So I took out indigo and I added black and white and then multicolored. And so I will feel like when I finish a book, and I'll go with either the main color of the cover, or if there's like not a main color, then I'll put it over in the multicolor chaos column. But I figure I'll use like the mild liners or some of my paler Tombos and shade in the columns. That way it's a colorful situation. Or I might do every other line or something. But yeah. So I think this is slowly getting more to be more what I want. I will have to figure out my different genres and romance tropes that I want to include in the bingo boards. So I'll have to figure that out. But I think, didn't somebody have, well, I think that was a Spooktacular bingo board, wasn't it? Somebody on AuthorTube had a trope bingo. I feel like it was during one of the World Write-a-thons or something. But it could have also been during Jess's Spooktacular readathon situation. So I can't remember. Anyway, but I feel like I have made progress and in sort of solidifying my vision of what this reading journal is going to look like and how it's going to behave. I will have to go back and number the pages because the Archer and Olives is not numbered. So I will have to go in, and I started that last sprint, but then I only got to page like 4 before the timer ran up. And then, yeah, so I'm kind of excited about this, about having a reading journal for the first time since like middle school. And it's definitely not like, I'm sure we had reading journals, but they're more like reading log type things from when we were kids. But it's been a long time since I've done a reading journal type thing. I don't think I've had anything like what I'm trying to make. But anyway, so here's the mnemonic. The Richard of York gave battle in vain. The red, orange, yellow, blue, green, blue, indigo, violet. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I had not heard of that mnemonic. Lexi says, I did 2,143 words. Amazing. 149 additional words for CB. Thog says, didn't get Jack written, but then again, the garlic, spinach, cheese, shrimp, and linguine, it smells terrific. That does. I would agree. That would definitely smell good, and it would definitely it gives your brain some fuel for sure. CB says, just started the chapter where the warp pipes appear and start stealing people. Nice. Elizabeth also agrees. Dogs, lunch, dinner, whatever. Sounds delicious. Yes. Alrighty. It is 3:15. Should we do one more sprint? I'm trying to think. I did update the timer, but I don't see anybody starting until about the 4 o'clock hour. So if y'all are up for another sprint, I will start numbering pages because that's got to be done at some point. But yeah, so if you're interested in one more sprint, let's get a timer going. So, okay, let's go back to this one. I feel like I'm going to have to make some more of these timers that have the videos of different scenes and background pictures because I think they're pretty. So I think I'm going to have to make some more of this style. Anyway, okay, so yes, let's do another sprint, says everybody, or says several of you anyway. So yay, free sprint. Exactly. CB's going to get some pizza from the freezer because you didn't have lunch. Well, you need dinner then, for sure. I'll have to try making fried rice with curry. That's the powder and not the sauce, right? I mean, you can get curry in both like powder, block, and sauce form. So, yes. Anyway, let's do this. 1, save your document, all of the documents, as I now have had like 4 or 5 up. Save it. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I'm in the midst of thirds. Okay, 27. Hopefully I have done this correctly. Um, anyway, I'm then in the midst of doing like the full page grid spacing, just because I find that I do like to have some frame of reference of making sure that I have like a place where I can figure out how many boxes across to make a 6, a 7, or an 8 column type thing. So I like to put that on my full page grid. This is good for like real short, figuring out where the half and thirds are, that kind of thing. But anyway, I also did get all of my pages numbered, and I think I numbered them correctly because I'm left with 188 plus 189 as my ghost check page. But I had a couple of, like the first one, I glued down to the back of the cover plate, the book plate, and then I used 2 pages as the index, and I don't number those. So overall, pretty good. So I've got the fantasy map in. I've got my index penciled out. I've got my fiction TBR and my nonfiction TBR pages noted for when I print those out. I've got a penciled in idea of how I want the series overview tracker to go. I've got my A to Z reading challenge pages. I've got the domestic 50 states printout tucked in the back, and the pages noted. Then I've got my 2 bingo boards. I've got my cover colored rainbow, and I've got the 52 book challenge space, as well as the good, better, best, and actual reads like figured out. So that takes me to page 16. And in the back, I have my pen test and ghosting page, the grid ruler or the grid spacing guide. And then I have a page marked for my frequently searched titles for online reading. So yeah. So that's done. And I can also, I can use the ruler as another bookmark, which is fantastic. So I'm doing good. I've got most, I think as soon as I finish the grid spacing, then for both of the notebooks, I will do my pen swatch, so that I don't have to do that on camera. Just like go ahead and do them. And while I'm doing that, then I can declutter some of my stationery, some of the black pens that don't work, or the pens that I've decided I don't like anymore because they like smear too much, that kind of stuff. So it's in progress. I'm liking how things are going. So yeah, I think I also forgot to change the banner on that. Oopsies. Oh well. Christmas is 2 weeks from today. Yes, it is. Yep, it is. Stacy says, time for me to go wait by the door for karma. Until next time. All righty. It is Starry Night, and it is Star Wars. Star Wars Starry Night. Yes. It's one of my favorite shirts. So I wear it quite often. 41 words for CB that time. Ooh, Lexi did another 2019. Amazing. Amazing. Heather ordered a few art supplies, I think, and watched the rest of the HB 90 bootcamp kickoff. That's right. That was for today. Yes. Stacy is home now. Stacy and Karma are home now. Heather also got a few things together to run your errand before going to meet your son at the bus stop. Yeah, Heather and Stacy are very much mom life this afternoon. Francis reached your daily word goal. Yay! You're welcome for the extra sprint. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And I know I was productivity sprints today, but Wednesday I will be writing. That is the goal because it's writing Wednesday. So Wednesday I will be writing, and I will also be back Friday and Sunday and Monday. Anyway, so don't forget to save all your wonderful progress, and I will see y'all soon. I'm going to go do laundry. All right. Bye, y'all. Thanks for joining me.